Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 17th. It is 6:03 a.m. Central Time. Figure since there's not much happening in the morning and it's all about this afternoon with the rate cuts, we can just kind of get the charts reviewed early and kind of get on with our day. So, really quickly here on the chart, so I'm looking at the December contract just because the continuous still has that gap between the two, and hopefully that will resolve this week. Or, I mean, it will resolve this week once the contract officially rolls over. And I guess one thing to note here on the daily is so we had this dark pool level that printed on I think it was Tuesday, and then no, on Monday, and then we had this one, this 2457 570s level that printed yesterday. Um, and so definitely mark that there. So I will be watching that. We see that price has kind of pushed down. I think there was some news in China about not buying Nvidia chips, which pushed this down. And so that's the first lower low that we've had in a long time. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. It's the first lower low we've had in 9 days. So that's kind of interesting on the daily. So we'll just see what that looks like. But I guess if you wanted to just kind of see that dark pool, and I guess before I show the dark pools, so this is what ETF flow on the option side looks like yesterday. And so we had a lot of premium on the bearish side of things for SPY, about half of that on Qs. So I think most of the money is always in SPY, which is interesting. And then I think this IWM, I think that's Dow, isn't it? And so a lot of people are bullish there. And so that's interesting. So for the Qs, just look at this really quick. The Qs for yesterday. Yeah, and so we had this, 591. I mean, really, it's this 591 level, 591.18 to 591.66. So it's just all in that, and it's pretty crazy because you got half a billion here, 100 millions here, 100 millions here. So there's $1 billion roughly, more than that probably in this 591 level, which is kind of, if you kind of zoom in, that's kind of at this high, right? Or kind of at like this very high or close of yesterday or of Monday. Um, or maybe it happened on Monday and it reported on Tuesday. Maybe that's what happened. But yeah, lots of premium transacted there, or lots of just transactions there. So we definitely got that marked. So we'll see what happens. And I guess really quickly on the Qs flow here, things are looking bearish for everything transacted yesterday. And if we just want to filter on things that expire today, which is the 17th, interesting, bullish for today's expiry, for tomorrow, bearish, and then for Friday, end of week, bearish a little bit. So we'll see. I mean, can't really use that too much as a predictor, especially with all the rate stuff. And who knows, maybe Powell's going to give us a 50 basis point cut and everything goes crazy. And I think also a lot of people are saying sell the news. So maybe that means buy. Not sure. I guess we will see. As far as what's coming up here, I guess the on the September 17th here, the only real big thing is the rate decision, and that's statement that comes after that. So we'll just see what the decision is, and then also what they're expecting going forward. Bunch of housing permit stuff, but I think this is what kind of pushed down the NQ here, and also the SPY. I guess some things happening there, and so that's what's going on there. And then I guess we'll just have to see what the morning brings for trading. I didn't have a chance to look up like what the price action is like in the first 4 hours of um the first 4 hours of a session where there's rate cuts. But I know like during just normal F1, not normal, but FOMC meetings, it's always pretty consolidated action into it, and then maybe we'll sell off. Um, so I guess we'll see. I think yesterday I definitely got chopped up here, just expecting the long, and I think price hung out. Yeah, like, um, yeah, this was yesterday. What are we, Wednesday? Yeah, this is yesterday. And so I think price, yeah, I got chopped up right here, expecting kind of us to push up and reclaim, but it just never could. And then I just took the rest of the day off. But, we had a nice little drift down. I think from open to low, it was like 97 points. So it just took a few hours to get there. Not sure if that'll happen again today, but definitely watching, these kind of dark pool levels and then just seeing what price does, especially here at this low, right? This is kind of like a break, and now we're coming back. Um, and we've actually broken all of this support. So, it could be a little bit lower back down to here, which would be okay, right? And then we can kind of see what would happen with rate cuts and everything. Um, so we shall see. I'm going to be open to both sides and not really going to look for follow through until the rate cut decision, and probably not even going to trade that, but I will be around to kind of check it out. So there we go. I guess as far as how things looked yesterday, yeah. So first, lower low here on the NQs. I will replace this chart with the new continuous once that's done. Same thing with the ES, lower low here. Um, Interesting, Russell a little bit kind of coiling. I guess we'll see. And then also with the Dow, a little bit of down. Broke low, kind of coiling there. So that's interesting. Yep, VIX is picking up, so that is something to keep an eye on. Yeah, VIX is picking up. Um, oh wow, we had a nice little sell off there on the dollar. And so we'll see if we'll kind of test this in July. Keep an eye on that. It's interesting. Consolidating here on these treasury note yields. And so strong open, pullback on the XLK. I guess I'll put another alert here if we break the low of the big strong candle on Monday. Pre-market, we're basically right at the lows, so that is probably to be expected, I guess. All right, so we got Apple. Whoa, look at Apple. It swept the high of Friday, which is amazing. So it really wants it. And pre-market's pretty much there. Microsoft, I mean, kind of doing the XLK thing. Pull back here. Pre-market's on the upside. I mean, this still looks bullish there. Amazon looks bullish. Pearson up there. Google, no matter what, just eking out all new highs. So it's amazing, and pre-market's still there. So Google is crazy. Wow, that's amazing. Meta, wow, bullish, strong, green push up. We're there. Broke that high of that broke down candle, closed the gap there. So I think we can go anywhere at this point. Interesting. Nvidia, I guess that news of China not buying Nvidia chips is probably not good. So it broke the low of the gap up, barely broke that low again. Pre-market, we're back into the gap, so that's not favorable. Yeah, keep an eye on that. So I mean that actually might be not so good for us today, or at least not so good for the longs. So we'll see. Tesla right there, good. Saw a lot of like bearish flow on Tesla in the options, so we'll see. But you know, I'm I don't know if I'd ever want to short Tesla, to be honest. And then the Qs are the Qs. Yeah, looking like nice little pullback after all that strength. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think this is interesting, the Nvidia thing. So that could be enough to push us down until we wait for the rate cuts. Um, just because I think everybody's expecting the rate cut, so obviously everybody's bullish. It may be there's more kind of bullish dovish language or whatever from Powell, and so maybe that pushes us up, but that's not going to happen until the afternoon. It feels like the only thing driving us down in the tech sector would be this China news for Nvidia. So I mean, maybe there's a little bit of drift down in the morning, so I'll be open to that. But you know, I think like the first hour, it's kind of whatever direction, and then as you get closer to lunchtime and stuff, there's just really no trading, I think. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I will just kind of keep, yeah. There you go. See, wow. So Fed should cut 50 basis points today and another 50. So this is funny, right? Um, I guess they're just kind of, and I don't know if now if Powell's gonna follow suit with that. He's like, okay, let's just do that or not. This would be super bullish, I think. I guess if so, I wonder now, right? Like Trump is saying, hey, we need 50 basis points. We need 50 basis points. Um, and if we only get 25 basis points, then that's Powell saying, you know, Trump, I don't care what you say. And then now they're publicly disagreeing, right? Even more on like on official policy and on official days when you're supposed to do things. And so does that become bearish? I don't know. Um, but yeah, if we get 50 basis points, I think that would be very bullish. Um, yeah, so I guess we'll just see. We'll just see. But I think this, for me, kind of thinking about it a little bit more, I'm open to a little bit shorts here, just until I'm open to the shorts just because of this on the Nvidia thing. Not too much, and kind of seeing where Nvidia, how Nvidia looks, where it's you know going to open in this gap. It's starting to close all of this, and I think it can probably get back down to here at least, or maybe even here. So I mean, maybe there's like a little bit of weighing down on the cues that could happen because of that. So yeah, open to it. All right. Well, I guess that's it for me. I will think on this a bit more while I hit the gym, and then we'll just see how things go in the morning. All right. Good luck. Good luck out there, and don't get caught. Thank you.